Do you all remember? The 4th of September? The 5th of November? The 7th of December? The 23rd of Member? Member. It's a real month, look it up. Anyway, so, remember how I was working on that base thing? Okay, so I may have gotten further on it. I'm not going to tell you, but I am going to show you. Check it out. Also, because I'm by myself, right down there, you can barely see it, but there's a little blinky light right there. That is a mod I just installed that throws drones at stuff and repairs things over time for you, provided you have the materials. So I still got to produce a whole bunch of stuff. But look at that! It's assembling the unassembled blocks. I'm using it to repair my ship because I got attacked by pirates twice while building. Holy moly, I should have recorded it, but my OBS was not up, so that didn't happen, and I'm so sorry, because it was awesome. Oh, also I made another ship.
Low.
Of course it's low. Of course it's low. I made another ship. Small one, but I made it. So we have the fixing scuttlebug, right? And now we have a duplicate scuttlebug, but it's for grinding stuff. It chops up ships, and it recently chopped up the old driller that I had that was sitting here. So we're going to use it. Oh, well, we've already used it. But we are going to use the parts it assembled, or it took, it grinded off, to make a new big mining ship later. But for now, I'm going to show you guys the efforts of my hard work. Very hard work. I have not had enough caffeine today, and it's because that's why. Anyway, oh shoot, hold on. Button. There we go. Ooh. I have been losing so much oxygen lately. But anyway, so this is largely the same right here, but it really starts changing when I get out inside the asteroid. You remember how it kind of opened up and was just like empty? So it's a hallway now. And it works! Look how beautiful that is. Oh yeah, and all the doors now automatically close. Because I'm amazing! So, to the left, to the right here, we have, it's unfinished, but an arboretum. It has automatic harvesting tools. Look how big that is. So, basically, you grow plants over time for food purposes. Right now, I don't have much. I lost my wheat, my grain. I lost it in the pirate attack. They punched a hole into the little garden that I had inside the ship. Gone. I was working on this in the meantime, specifically to save my grain, and we lost it. Anyway, so what happens is you press this button, and these large collectors, they just come down and they collect the food, right? And then they go back up, and it goes through the conveyors in a completely isolated thing, so it doesn't go anywhere else. It only goes here, and then we go here, and then we can produce more seeds. I'm gonna make as many of those as I can, and then we want 10 of these. 4 of these. See how many vegetables I can make. 'Cause I accidentally cooked a whole bunch of the vegetables into chili. But you know, awesome. Everyone loves chili. But that left me with only 2 vegetable seeds, and I'm already low on everything else. So, okay, I don't have any more veggies. Okay, we're going to go ahead and immediately queue up 10 of these, so that as soon as these are ready, they will just... So, what you do is, once you have your seeds... I'm not making any more mushrooms, I have plenty. You assign them to your hotbar, you select them, and then you just click. I need 6 more of anything. You know what? Let's go ahead and use these mushrooms, huh? Better to have than to have not, as they say. Put that back in there, and then switch. Now to show you the rest of the base. So yeah, basically you hit that button and it cycles this. These 2 timer blocks are all I need to control it. And as you can see, this is going to expand a little further. We're going to have a lot more food available. And this large harvester is literally these small ones on, like, super drugs. Because it's just going to... a whole bunch of them. This door currently just leads outside. Automatic door. So you can see the intense work this takes. Look at more programming. And there's a bunch of stuff down here. I'm working on this section here. I haven't gotten there quite yet. But as you can see, I can jump now. There's gravity in here. I have installed a gravity generator. Oh, isn't that cool? Oh, that's so cool! Just energy, powers, magic. We need a cooler gravity generator. We've made all these other, like, they've made a whole bunch of other blocks that just look cool and do other things. And this is still vanilla. This is from, like, the very beginning of the game. Just, yeah. But anyway. Yeah, as you can see, it's like, it's coming along. We're doing stuff. This is going to be the area where, like, Habs and medical is. You can look out through these windows as you go up and down the stairs. There's a nice little rest stop at the top of the stairs with an aquarium and some... just so you don't miss the natural things in life. Oh, did I... yeah, I put oxygen in there. Good. Okay. Oh. Actually, I think that's automatic too. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Good. Okay. And I remember we were working on that large generator room. That work continued. The doors do look a little wonky. I'm going to have to change, like, the ceiling or something a little bit. Oh, yeah. There is much concern to be had. Warning, radiation possible. And then it's got a little place where, like, a hazmat suit, so you can suit up in case there's danger. Yeah, and it's an isolated room, so if somehow all that stuff back there gets damaged, or if you need to make changes and you need to, like, take air out of the hallways, this place keeps the reactor safe. It has a power station, so you can make sure you stay healthy, but you walk in here. Look at this. It's so big and imposing. I freaking love it. It came out so good. Oh, there's still no gravity in this area. The generator only goes so far. So, I'm going to be making a separate gravity generation room. There's, like, terminals here where, like, they control outputs and stuff. I guess there's like an actual, like, service room on the inside with those screens. Right? That's so cool. There's support structures, heat vents, just piping everywhere, computers. Oh my god, it's so cool. I built all this. I'm so proud, okay? We still need more reactor parts. They take so many parts. Look at this one. This is almost done. This one still needs 500 reactor components. It's the gravel. Like, you don't think you need all of that stone, but you do. You need so much of it. But, oh, right now this just leads back out into the asteroid, because that's going to lead to another hallway. That's going to have, like, another gravity generator and stuff. But I'm not there yet. Not on that yet. Right now, I got to get the habs and the... I want the habs and the medical room to be completed first. For spawn chamber reasons. But we're not going to be working on that right now. You can just walk by, check in on things. Oh yeah, look, the mushrooms are growing nice. Right now we need a new ship so that we can drill out massive amounts of stone. So, that is our current objective. Okay, so first things first, we're going to be building this thing out of heavy armor blocks because you bash your ship around quite a bit when you are drilling through large amounts of stone. Unless you're, like, systematically drilling large holes. I'm not doing that, though. I'm going straight for what I want. Anyway, so we need heavy armor block. I am going to need heavy armor slope. I always keep these two on hand because they're the most common, like, they're my most commonly used pieces. Definitely going to need a cockpit. We're going to need one connector. And we are going to need... one of the biggest things is the cargo containers. So, I like to use one big industrial cargo container. Mostly because I like the shape, right? Because this is kind of weird looking, but this kind of like fills it out. But anyway, so we're going to use this as the base of the ship. So we're going to go ahead and put that down. And I'm literally going to put the connector right there underneath of it. And then we don't need those components anymore, so we're going to immediately swap them out. I'm going to need battery and we'll do the thrusters later, so we'll do the ore detector for now. Okay. So, right here, I'm going to do a conveyor junction. I'm going to do them in a line like this. Yeah, I'm going to do a cross pattern. Cross patterns are cool. We do need a conveyor junction here. Though I'm going to do... No, we just need a conveyor junction here. Yeah. Dang. Okay. And then from here we can do curved conveyor tube. Curved conveyor tube. Curved conveyor tube, curved conveyor tube, curved conveyor tube, curved conveyor tube. So yeah, this big rectangle is going to be the ship, essentially. Hold on. This thing's going to try to assemble everything except the cones I'm on. So, where is my priorities? Here it is, priority. We're going to take the armor blocks and we're going to put them down. All the way to the bottom. They're the last thing that should be built. There. So now it's going to actually start working on this as I put it together. Isn't that so fun? You just get to focus on the actual creative process, yeah? Okay, so we have this part. Now, I personally enjoy using the industrial cockpit. Oh, it's upside down. I like using the industrial cockpit because it gives you a lot of, like, view. So we're going to put it probably here. Let's put it at the bottom. And then we are going to use another one of these curved guys, right? Light, I need spotlight. Oh, I like using floodlights, so we're going to use those. We're going to put those right there. And then, like, literally all around it is just going to be drills in a complete rectangle. Let's use the vanilla drill, since we're in space and it's just cool to have. You know, what I'm going to do is on its landing pad, we're actually going to remove these blocks so that the bottom can land, can attach without scraping. This should still be about enough space, so it should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, now we need another conveyor junction on the back, and that's going to be housing our oxygen supply and some of our other components. So we're going to put that there. I like putting the ore detector up top. And we have oxygen supply. I'm going to use the lab supply. And we're just going to put that on the side like this. Boom and boom. And that gives us plenty of room to use, to apply, put in the other components that you need to make a ship run, like batteries and antenna and gyroscopes. Gyroscopes are really, really big, really important. Since they're so important, let's probably, let's just put one right there. That's probably good. Yeah, that's fine. And then down here, this is where we can put the batteries. So it's like an extra block. I want this to be visible. Oh wait, actually, you know what? Hold on.
Inventory full.
Inventory's always full. Well, I guess we're stuck with it. Now, because this is going to be an ion thruster ship, we want 2 sets of batteries. It's going to be important. Let's see. Are we out of things? Because it seems to have stopped the building then. Alright, I think we're out of power cells, and it doesn't like that.
Meteor storm inbound.
Let's build let's build 200 power cells. That should be enough for these 2 batteries. Okay. So there is one downside to trying to build a compact ship, and that's actually with the thrusters. You'll see in a sec. I'll show you. I want ion thrusters. Right. So, even with my favorite types of thrusters, there is a problem. They are 2 blocks wide.
Energy
Which
low.
means if I want to make a 3x3 by 3, or yeah, 3x3 ship, like, profile, these thrusters are going to be in, like, weird places. Unless I have them sticking out, which is not good on a mining ship because you want to go inside the asteroid. But, you know, the more drills you have, the more ridiculous your ship looks, so you want to avoid that. That's why my other one had this spiraling design on the back, which is where all the thrusters were. And I'm thinking I might do something similar again. Not entirely sure quite yet. Still thinking it. Thinking through. I do love these things. These are some cool thrusters. See, I had a spirally thing going like this, and then it would detach. And then it would attach like this. All the way around like this. But that doesn't leave a lot of thrust. You don't get a lot of thrust out of that. I'm actually gonna... So I think I'm gonna do the same thing, but it's gonna like... It's just gonna be 2. The thing is, the forward thrust is going to look weird. Because it's just going to be like a single thingamahoozy, right? That would look weird. I know the reverse thrust can basically be attached like this. That'll be okay. Yeah, that'll be plenty fine. Oh, you know what? We could do... Yeah, we could do it like this, right? Reverse thrust, reverse thrust, reverse thrust. And then we can put the antenna in there. Oh no. Ah, shoot. Thruster. We can put the antenna in here, which I want to use the compact antenna. So we fill that in, and compact antenna out the back. And then we can do just like this. So it kind of like scuttles about. Yeah? It's not perfect, but you know, it doesn't need to be. It does, however, need to be more functional than the previous version of the ship. Let me put armor blocks on the side, like this. Just like that. Are we out of construction components? I thought I had a whole bunch of them, but I guess we're out. Let's produce those as well. Production. Let's do 1,000 of them. Let's do 200 pipes. Let's do 100 detector components. What else did we need? We need 30 of those. I feel like there were components that I needed a lot more of. Maybe these? I'm sure I have thruster components still. Let's just make a few of everything, huh? Let's just make a few of everything. Why not? Let's see, construction components. This needs power cells and construction components. Construction component. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We were just really low on construction components, apparently. There we go. And one thing I like doing is attaching refill stations. Because, you know, you never know when you're just going to be, like, with a buddy or whatever, and you're outside, and it's like, oh, I gotta have a place for you to do your things. Right? Alright, and then we want to protect this, so let's do... you know what, no. Let's do... I like the half slope. That's nice. I'm going to protect your components as best as possible. Which brings me to our next important thing, the heavy armor panels. Basically, everywhere there's not a thruster, you're going to need heavy armor panel. So heavy armor panel, heavy armor panel, heavy armor panel, heavy armor panel, heavy armor panel. Leave that blank. Heavy armor panel. I'm out of steel plates. Oh no, I just can't place one there because I need one here first. Plate, plate, plate. Plate. Gotta protect your components. Plate, 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 plate. Plate, plate, plate. Plate, plate. Oh yeah, it's just waiting on... Okay. Plate, plate. I'm gonna do one of these here. Oh, I can't. Alright, well that's just gonna stick out, I guess. Ooh, I missed this. There we go. I put it in backwards. Shoot.
Inventory full.
Apparently inventory full. Let me just throw some stuff in here. Throw stuff all over the place. Take my components. There we go. Oh, they collected the, okay. I forgot. The drones, they collect, like, floating components. So if I grind stuff off and I don't have space, it specifically fills those in. That is cool. And I forgot about that, and that is so freaking cool. Yo, props to whoever made this mod. Is it fucking awesome. This is killing it. And then we want heavy armor plates on the bottom for sure. Some heavy armor plates here. Oh wait, hold on. This one's blocking the thing. Okay, I think we're good. Let's help out the drones. Let's get that thing together. I need construction components. I'm gonna need more than that. What happened to my power cells? There they are. Can I get those batteries in? Alright, I want to carry just the power cells, because we need the power in there.
Energy low.
Right. Yeah, boy. I would put plates over top of those batteries, but the thrusters have a chance to damage them, so I do not wish to do so. Ooh, I made a mistake here. Look at this. Those thrusters are pointing down on top of the reverse thrusters. Yeah, that's a mistake. Like I said, there are problems with making a ship of this type, of like this compact. And they do happen to come in the form of things being in weird locations. But you make do. We need more construction components, apparently. Production, like 4,000 more? How about that? Yeah, we need a whole bunch of these guys. Did I cover...
Energy critical.
Energy critical! Oh, you know what? I didn't put hydrogen on here. There is no space for it either. You know what? Hold on. Let's grab a few more plates. Because we still need to protect our ship. Just like so. mean, we still want it to look aesthetically pleasing, right? So, leave the angles in place. I think that's good. I think that's fine. I do want to put 2 more down here like this to protect those. Now, these aren't going to guarantee the safety of the ship, but they will do quite a bit. They'll protect enough of it, I think, to make a difference. Yeah. Alright, let's grab some construction components, because this thing's going to go slow. And help finish up the ship. Grab those. Get to Weldon. Okay, let's finish those. Oh man, those are almost the correct size. Then again, 1 block is pretty much almost for everything in this game. 1 block's difference. Okay. Can I get that? Oh, a little bit off. No! Ha! I think it was a conveyor junction. That'll be simple enough. Put that back in place. Alright, cool. We just need to finish these guys up, and we'll be good to go. Pretty sure that's the case. But yeah, if you want a solid mining ship design, probably make it 4x4. I'm intentionally making things hard on myself because I like it being super compact like this. That's my problem to deal with. You don't have to do that. You know, I think I'm gonna do this. I know that makes it look kind of ugly, but honestly, I have made one of these ships before where the corners of the thing is exposed, and it bumped up against the slightest thing and the cargo container broke, and it just disabled the whole ship, and I didn't like that. It made me very unhappy. I don't really need them here, but it looks weird. If I'm gonna have a box, I'm gonna have a box, right? Just make a box. This thing is going to be much, much more effective than what I had previously. Look how freaking close that is. I can see a problem. I can see a problem. And And that problem is the bottom engines. This is why I armor plated these things. Oh, that can probably stay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But this needs to go. We can actually make this part out of light armor. We are done building with heavy armor. And just gonna do one of these so that it has something to bump up against. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, because, you know, piloting errors are piloting errors. And you want to have some level of protection against them. Also, it's definitely going to be a problem if I park and I can't get out. So, I need to figure out a way to... Well, you know, I can just move it back. Actually, I kind of like this one here, because I can just bump that thing up against it. It'd be fine. Yeah, it'd be fine. Okay, put this here, and then make this like that. Switch this to this. And get my lighting tubes. I really like these things because it has this, which I need interior plates for. Which, you may have seen those on my, on the big ship. The reason why I put them there is they're just a really great targeting thing, and it just looks like a little target. Did I not pick up interior... Did I put them back? Give to me. Boom, just like that. Grab small tubes. Give tubes. Am I out of tubes? God, I'm always out of tubes. I need more tubes. Done, and now we can park this thing. I can bump that and then just drop it. Boom! New driller ship ready to freaking go. Far more efficient and slightly less ugly. Let's take her out for a spin. Yeah, those thrusters are only just barely not big enough. Or, yeah, barely not damaging the connector. Oh my goodness. We need toolbox. Drill. Actually, I'd like to put the drill here on 3. And then I like making the drills into a block group, just called drills. Then in this menu, it comes up as a group, and you can move it here and do terrain clearing mode on and off. And then toggle block on and off. That way I can just turn it on and leave it so I don't have to hold the button down, or I can also turn on terrain clearing, same deal. I love doing that. And what I do with every ship is I take the batteries, always make them battery group. And we're going to do driller, batteries, save, and we're going to attach that as a group down here at the back for leave on recharge, on and off. That is because batteries are precious. And unlike in Space Engineers 2, you can't just swap out power cells, you actually have to park that guy and, like, let it recharge. As of now, 2 batteries without having them fully charged is still going to give us like 2-3 hours of drilling. So, let's do so. Oh, real quick. Ore detector. Okay, yep, it's all set. So we're just going to go over here, drill some stone. We need a lot of... Yeah, the problem I was having with the other driller is the drills didn't cover the entire ship's, like, sides and stuff. So I couldn't just keep drilling it. It would eventually get stuck on stuff. But with this configuration, I can just go crazy. I mean, I can't really wiggle it back and forth, but it can go straight through. Let me just eat through that whole thing. Nom nom nom. Now, unlike my small driller, this thing does not have a little warning light telling me that I am almost out of space, or I am out of space. This is just going to be, I hope I have enough, kind of a deal. It's gonna bug me that that drill on the left just says drill but upside down. Oh, look at this. They're getting all the way through. We just drilled all the way through it. You can't tell me that's not silly as all hell. There's just a big hole, big square hole in there now. I love that. I love that. That should be plenty of stone. What do you think? Inventory of the ship, please. 27,000 in the cockpit. 3 million stone. That's not enough stone. I don't know what is. Yeah, look how that drifts. I'm going 5 meters a second. Oh my god, that is a lot of stone. That's a lot of weight. It's 500,000 kilograms. You see why I needed an upgrade though, because the last one was only using 1 thruster to manage this same kind of weight. It took forever to park. See, look how perfect that is. You just line that up, and then you can drop down. There we go. Okay, it's almost perfect, right? It could be better. Could be better. But the point is, I was able to get what I needed. And then from here, we aim at the stone, and from here we go to a refinery. And we move a big chunk of it over here. Look at that. Refinery. Remove a bunch of this. Gonna move this. Literally fill that thing with stone. So it can make reactor components, because we need so much of it. We need so many reactor components. Okay. I ought to make a dedicated refinery to just pull out specifically these things and make gravel. You know? Well, anyway. I might do that inside the base. I might make a dedicated, like, refinery station that refines every mineral individually. But I do not have that set up quite yet. Oh, look at those puppies! If you guys haven't played these kinds of games, I do. The sense of self-satisfaction of building something so functional is just amazing. By the way, the drone repair thing, it does not work in here. I mean, it could if I designed it to do that, but I did not do that. Design it. So that's gonna stay out there. And repair ships and collect wreckage whenever I break stuff, because I'm going to do that a lot. Isn't that so much nicer? It looks like a little connector now. It's nice. Nice. Anyway. So, what'd you guys think of how the base is coming along? If you have any suggestions for the base, because, I mean, I'm not a pro at this game, I just like it. It's a hobby. It's a passion. Look at all of the space stuff. It's so freaking cool. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for the base, stuff that I should probably put in there to protect myself, or rooms for the inside that are really, really cool, or good, or needed, or necessary, or super bonanza, janza, manza, nanza, danza, let me know. Because honestly, oh yeah, look at this. I made a defense platform. Look at that. It has so many guns. So many guns. I got attacked from this angle once, and I'm like, guns. But I like the design here. It's got the angle, like, it's just got these little angly things to protect the pipes, but it's otherwise like a really cool, like, platforming thing. I don't know. I like it. I like it. You don't have to. Fuck you. I also built another one out here that is for, like, this angle-ish. And there's also a little tiny one right here that has an artillery gun. This thing shoots... Well, the AI will only shoot up to 800 meters away because, for some reason, I don't know, But you can control it with a controller I have on the inside of the base, and it can shoot up to 2,000 meters. So if I'm getting attacked, I can preemptively strike a couple times. Oh yeah, this over here is also a mod. The texture doesn't load quite right, but that thing basically gives me as much ice as I want. It just harvests the ice. It's got this little laser. It is really cool. If they fixed the texture issue, it would be a really, really cool mod to just always have. It is very useful at the very least, so there's that. But yeah, that's how the base is coming along. I still need to finish putting in all of the heavy armor. As you can see, I took some pretty big damage. Most of it's been repaired, but it doesn't replace the blocks that have been lost unless like it's part of a blueprint. And I hadn't made this part of a blueprint yet because I wasn't finished making the ship. So there's a lot that needs to be done, apparently, effectively. A lot needs to be done. But anyway, that's the update, and that's how far along the base has come. Hope you guys like it, and I will give you a new update in some other amount of time, however long that is. But the next video is going to be an indie game. Still working on the Fallout project, if you're following along with that. I know I haven't really released any updates, but, you know, it's coming along. And blah blah blah. I think that's it. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you did watch, thank you. If you continue watching, if you leave a comment, it doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me out tremendously. Leave a like, and if you want to see where this goes, like where the base ends up, subscribe. I will be showing more off, and you don't want to miss those videos. Also, if you're into Fallout, subscribe, because I have a story to tell about a man named Oliver. I don't want to give anything else away because part of the story is his name, and it's going to be really fun. Oh, that's what I need. I need a room to just store a whole bunch of batteries. Okay, well that's going to be coming up. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful day, and it's coming up, so Merry Christmas. I wonder if Jack's guys doing this thing.